This video is a video response to Flavis Mugwort. And the first thing I want to do is clarify one thing. God was not scared when those people went up on the Tower of Babel and decided to go after God. He wasn't scared. He was angry. He was furious. He saw rebellion. He decided he'd take care of it real quick. He thwarted their plans with something simple. And God does these kinds of things. He chooses which way he wants to cause people not to do certain things. Okay? God has a different plan for different sets of people. In this case, he just changed their languages. He's like, well, you think you're all that powerful? Watch this. Boom. So, no, God was not scared. He was very angry. So get that out of your head. Number 2. You wanted the answer? Well, here it comes. Alright. The British, the French, the Spanish, and the Italians are all descendants of the Roman Empire. So, how much Latin can you speak? Hey, how about Italian? How much Italian can you speak? How about French? Do you know how to speak French? How about Spanish? Do you know how to fluently speak Spanish? And even when you talk about European English, do you know every European English word like your own? The simple fact of the matter is Ishmael and Isaac were descendants of Abraham. And they had a certain dialect. And yes, throughout the Old Testament, Arabs and Israelis traded with one another. So they had somewhat of a common language. Otherwise they wouldn't have understood each other. They wouldn't have been able to trade with one another. Let me say that again. Arabs and Israelis traded with one another. So they had a similar enough dialect to do that. But after a while, the Israelites separated themselves enough from the Arabs that their dialects fell apart. And now Israelites have to learn Arab languages, just like the Arabs have to learn the Israelite languages, so they can talk to each other. So there's your answer. In the same way as the Latin language fell into English, Spanish, French, and Italian, and a few others for that matter, so did the Israeli language fall apart from the Arab language. But if you look carefully, you will find a few similarities between the Arab language and the Israeli language. It would take a lot of investigation, but you'd find it. There are some similarities. They're not exactly the same. They're not even close to being exactly the same. But there are a few similarities. If you look at both, you'll find some similarities. So there's your answer. Alright, I will tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.